Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm so sorry about that. It's the one I
Oh,
always use for team calls. And I don't know, maybe if I had it set for 8:30 p.m. Eastern,
oh,
that's
that
probably
might
what
be why.
that's probably what happened.
Yes,
So I
totally.
used another one that is there. I'm outside because it's too nice.
I know. I wish I could go outside. I have to have my computer plugged in right now. Otherwise, I would be outside too. Hey, Natalie.
Hi, I'm in my therapy.
So is your therapist going to join our call?
No, she just walked out.
Way to make it work, Katie. I hope my internet is stable.
Going up.
I have internet ghosts.
There's so many of you guys. Good. This is awesome. I'm glad everybody looks like me. I just got done working out and I'm like, oh.
They say hi. I'm like, can I share something really exciting with you guys?
Yeah.
Well, we're just getting started here. So you guys know how my whole goal has been to like start a farm, like a nonprofit farm or whatever. And today, after this call, I have a meeting set up and we're talking to a guy about buying his farm.
That's
So
Wendy.
I'm so excited, but he's got all the details for it, and it's through this foundation. And so, aside from a nonprofit, we might not even have to pay any rent. There's already rescue animals on it. There's already a working farm on it, and it's in Frankenmuth.
Cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
I'm so excited. You guys might have actually been there before if you're from the area.
That's awesome.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. It's still like super hush hush. We haven't told our families or anything yet, but
Yeah, but that's exciting.
yeah, and it's all because I work from home. I'm like, I know social media. We can totally pump this place up, and
Yeah,
like we never could have done something like this just 2.5 years ago. It would be so far out of the realm of,
possibilities. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Aw, well, I think we should just jump in. It's like 2:07. So if everybody's ready, I'm going to have everybody kind of mute themselves. And we kind of talked together as leaders. I don't know if y'all know, but there's like 7 or 8 of us leading this group, and we are all part of Anita's downline. We're personally sponsored Diamonds of Hers, or Star, Double Star, whatever. And we are all in a chat together, like a peer support chat. And it has been amazing just getting together once a week and talking about our struggles and talking about life in general. It's just nice to know that there's somebody there going through this with us, somebody on the same level of commitment. And we wanted to bring that to you guys. And all of us are starting our teams. I'm a 1-star diamond, so I just have 1 diamond. I have emeralds that are working for diamond, but I feel like my diamond needs more peer support than what I can give her. So we started this group for you guys to kind of brainstorm together, for all of us to bounce ideas off of each other and help each other grow together and share ideas and become friends. So it's really fun and exciting. We talked before this, and I think we're going to go through and have everybody introduce themselves and then their biggest struggle. I just am throwing this out there that I've never said this to the other leaders. Sorry, guys. But if you're one of the leaders on the call, I think it'd be cool to introduce yourself as well, because not everybody knows everybody. And then maybe say the biggest strength that you feel that you have. Because I think all of us leaders have different strengths. And I know I just threw that out there, so sorry, guys. So like I said, my name is Jill Gorby. I am one of Anita's diamonds, and I'm a star diamond. And I have found that my biggest strengths are organization and running free groups, and connecting to people, building relationships. So that's kind of like my niche, is building relationships. Who wants to go next? How about Wendy? You're next on my screen.
Well, I kind of already talked a little bit about myself, but I'm obviously also one of Anita's diamond coaches, and I've been everything from diamond to 5-star qualifying, and you guys know how it kind of bounces around a little bit. I think my strength is got to be in the numbers. It's in the placements, it's in the numbers, it's in the maximizing pay and all that stuff. I'm a numbers dork. All right.
Okay, so let's go Mona next.
All right. I'm Mona Brown, guys. I've been a coach for 2 years. I'm a Star Diamond coach, and I think my biggest, the thing I'm the best at is I'm a cheerleader. I'm a motivator for people. I like to see people really believing in themselves. So I'm a huge believer in mindset, and that's where I think my strengths lie. I like to support my challengers and recognize them, and so that's where I see me in a lot of this. So I'm so happy to be here with you guys. I'm stoked.
Heck yeah, we're excited too. Let's see, Alora, you want to go next? Are you able to? I know you're in a, no? Okay, well, that's fine. Bree, you want to go next?
Yes, I will. So I'm a Star Diamond coach, one of Anita's coaches, and I think my strength is just focusing on my business, like focusing going forward. I know a lot of people, especially you guys that are just now reaching diamond or pushing for diamond, can stall because you might have one coach that's working towards it, and so you can stall because you're trying to help them. And if you have a really good system and if you follow the 3 vital behaviors, I'm really good at just continuing forward. I have some amazing coaches on this call and like in our team that are so close to diamonds. And if I switch my focus, just to them, if they fall off, I have no backup. I have no business. And so I think my strength is just pushing forward and letting everybody, leading from the front and saying, I'm going to hit Success Club. That's my focus. I'm going to find new coaches. I'm going to recruit and be top recruiter in our team. I'm going to be top Success Club earner, because that is proof that this business works. And if you stay stagnant and just work with what you have, you will start pedaling backwards really, really fast. So I think, my first year in the business, I grew and I hit diamond. I was like, yes, I've arrived. And it started kind of backpedaling on focus back to vital behaviors and leading from the front. And I think it's helped my team. Just like, hey, she's not slowing down. If I want to be a part of this team, I've got to keep up, and this is what I need to do, and this is the expectations from herself for her team, and that's what I, to do myself to grow a team. So
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Kendra, you want to go next?
Okay. Yeah, my internet spaced right when you were saying that. You were like, I didn't tell the diamonds this, and I was like, oh, what is it? And then it blanked out. So my name's Kendra. I'm also one of Anita's personally sponsored coaches. I'm a Star Diamond coach, and my strength, I can recruit my face off, no problem. But my kind of downfalls are definitely numbers. It's kind of a double-edged sword for me. I can recruit really well, but I don't always pay attention to details in numbers, so I kind of tend to miss things, and with placement and stuff focused on adding and growing, that I think I miss some things in this business. And kind of to tie into my weakness there that I'm working, I'm really trying to grow on, is slowing down while still moving forward. I'm so Ruby and I'm so go, go, go. I tend to overlook some of the more important parts of this business. You know, getting high numbers is cool, but if you're not building relationships with people and you're not really showing up where you said you're going to show up for people, running awesome challenge groups and just getting people results, then we don't have any, there's no business to what we're doing. We're just putting up numbers. So for me, it's been getting back to the basics and getting people over delivering and under promising and over delivering instead of vice versa. So that's where I've been lately.
Totally. I love hearing because I totally agree with all of you so far. Jamie, do you want to go next?
It's so funny because I say it all the time. I'm like, if Kendra and I could merge into one person, we'd be like the all-stars ever coach ever in the whole wide world. Because my strengths are Kendra's weaknesses and her strengths are totally my weaknesses. I am a 3-star diamond coach, and I'm all about the feels and the loving and like building belief and creating those foundations. And then I'm like, oh shit, Success Club. Got it. Make some people buy some stuff. So for me, it's because that stuff takes so long, right? Like it's building those relationships. It's a process and it takes time and it's an investment into people. And sometimes I get like into my 3 friends that I'm chatting with and they're good and I'm learning all about their life and I haven't actually talked to anybody new in 3 weeks. And I'm like, uh-oh, darn it. Even if these guys buy, what am I going to do next month? I have no idea what I'm going to do. So for me, like my total strength is definitely relationships, and our team culture is super strong, and just those kinds of relationships and like loving on people, that is my jam for sure. And then for me, it is those numbers. It's making sure that I'm like, I don't do checklists. So like a day and doing my follow-ups and getting my this and that. That's where I struggle for sure.
Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing. Okay, so we're going to start introducing you guys. And if you could say a weakness of yours, that something that I think we're kind of trying to feel you guys out and see what you really need help with, so that on our future calls we can kind of focus in on certain points. So when we get to you, if you don't mind saying what you're struggling with the most right now, and don't be afraid to share, because chances are somebody else will be struggling with the same thing. So, and we've probably been through it all. So Natalie, do you want to get started? You're the first one on my screen.
Yes, thank you. So I am Jill Gorby's diamond coach. I've been coaching for 1.5 years, and my biggest struggle, I mean, Jill knows this, is just having the structure. I'm like known as the wing it girl. Like Mona said, I can like motivate my coaches. I am like their biggest cheerleader, and I show up every single day. But it's having that structure and being able to provide, systems for my coaches, and being able to like show them, okay, this is what you have to do, and not just say, okay, you have to wing it like I wing it. So I'm trying to get better with that. I've been providing them with like different checklists that they can use, but I still don't use them. So I feel like that has been really not good for my business, because I'm not like checking what I have to do every single day. I just say, okay, I'll do 10 invites, or I'll do 10 follow-ups. Like I don't do it consistently every single day. Really struggling.
Yeah, I can understand that for sure. Especially now you're in a whole different country. That makes it a little hard too. Mm-hmm. Carrie, do you want to go next?
I'm Carrie. I am one of Bree's Diamond. I'm also a 1-star diamond coach. Stacy Thomas is on this call, is my coach. But my biggest weakness is leading my team. When I became a coach, I just kind of got it. I just did the research. I did it. And I've been having troubles trying to find a system that will work for my new coaches, because I'm just one of those people, I'm self-motivated, so I don't really need a lot of guidance. So when they kind of ask me for guidance, I kind of get lost on what to say to them because I just did it. Especially hitting Success Club, because I always hit Success Club. It just comes naturally to me. So that is my biggest struggle as a leader.
Cool. Very similar to Natalie. That's good to know. Katie Shelton, are you able to talk?
I am. Hi. Okay, I'm one of Mona's coaches. As of today, I'm back to Diamond. I bounce between a Ruby and Diamond, which is not what I want. So my weakness is maintaining coaches. And I could be 1-star Diamond, but I don't have enough coaches to be 1-star Diamond. I have a Diamond underneath me. So that's my weakness, is recruiting and keeping my coaches, even my discount coaches, as discount coaches. So having coaches.
Hey, Jill.
Yeah.
I have an idea, just because I know time is valuable for so many people in the middle of the day. And I want to hear everybody's struggles, but I know we've talked about kind of some topics that us leaders want to share. And so since we have the group chat, I want everyone, can we maybe have everyone think about their weakness and share it in the chat? Because I feel like the recording, and then people are going to go watch us, and it's not going to be much meat or anything to take away for the week, because we're only doing a call a week. So maybe everybody share their struggle in the chat so that we can look at it and as leaders decide what topics we should talk about.
I think that's a good idea.
I mean, I hate to cut in, but like, I feel like we're all looking at the clock going, it's 1:20 and it's going to be like 3:30 before we get through everybody. And I want to hear everybody's and discuss, like, you know, a topic to help them take away for the week. Is that okay?
Yep.
And everyone can comment with their struggle, like either in the conversation over here or just in the group chat on Facebook. That way we can all see it, and us as leaders can come up with topics, kind of like talking points for each week.
Totally. Totally.
Because I see there's so many faces on here. I think there's 30 people on this call.
Yeah.
It might take too long. Does anyone else have anything to chime in there? I don't want to cut anybody off, but I want to make sure that everybody's getting some meat.
I totally agree, because like you said, there's a lot of people on the call, and I know that everyone's time in the middle of the day is super valuable. Like, I'm over here like, oh, I gotta invite too, I got some stuff to do. Like, one of the biggest things I think, and kind of we can like take from like that in this business, it's really easy to get distracted. There's so many different things that you can do, but if you put all of your, most like 80% of your ducks, put them in your inviting bowl, basket, whatever, wherever you want to put your ducks, put them there. And you're going to see your business grow. So the calls are awesome. Talk to people, do all these things, get involved, make relationships, but spend a lot of your time talking to new people and inviting new people.
I just wanted to make it worth everybody's time in the middle of the day. And I'm not just speaking like, hey guys, I have more important things to do. I just mean I want it to be valuable, and I want you guys to see that you have support, but to also give tools to like kind of get off this call and feel like, okay, I'm going to go bust my butt in this business and feel supported. And if we spend an hour, like for me, positive and inspirational conversation is great to get me motivated for the day. But if I sit here and talk about everyone's struggles, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I struggle with that too. And I'm going to get off the call and go, so.
Okay. So it sounds like a lot of people are struggling with, for one, recruiting, and also struggling with setting up a structure on how to train your coaches to get further in their business, for sure. I think for myself, and this is just me, my biggest thing is watching other leaders and what they do. Whenever I look back and think, how did Anita get to where she is now? She showed up every day. She was doing the vital behaviors every day. She was posting in her team page every single day. She was holding, sneak peeks or webinars every week. And I just have to look back to that, to the beginning, and think, okay, I just need to do my vital behaviors. And like Kendra said, if you're going to put your eggs in a basket, pick inviting for sure. I do want to say, though, that what you do this month will probably help you out 2 months from now. So if all of a sudden you get revved up after this call and you invite like crazy for a week, but you don't see a huge jump in your business, don't get discouraged. That's not going to go unnoticed. It just sometimes takes a little while for it all to filter through and come back around full circle. So just keep going. You got to just show up every day. I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes you don't want to, but you just have to.
What team or what national wake up call was it? Because I would suggest you guys, if you didn't hear it, she talked about pockets of time. And I don't know if you guys, I mean, a lot of us are moms, a lot of us have another job. And I hard for you guys to look at Star Diamond coaches, or, you know, some of us on the call where like we share all the time about the freedom and we get to stay home with our kids and all this stuff. But I think you guys sometimes may not see where we started our journeys, because I worked a full-time job. I had a 1-year-old. I nursed and pumped full-time. Like, I felt like I had all the excuses in the world to not work this business, but I just kept reminding myself that the second I hit that point of success and consistency, I would be able to quit that job. And now I have more time to expand and create that freedom. So when you look at, you know, Mona Brown and Jill and Kendra and Jamie, like, we quit our jobs, but that took a lot of consistency and time to get to that point. And so I look back all the time now. I love my time hop now, because I can see posts like today. It was like, one day, you know, in 6 months, I am going to be walking out of this job. Like, I put time frames on, you know, in 3 months, I'm going to be making enough to quit my job. And now I look at those posts from last year and go, holy cow. Or, you know, that was 2014. I was saying I was going to quit my job. It's been 2 years. Like, that's awesome. But it's not about having a full-time coaching job. That's not when you have to start making it work. You have to start making it work when you only have those pockets of time. I only had the 10-minute lunch break. I would eat, and then I would message people for 10 minutes. I would pretend to go on a smoke break and sit in my car and message people. Like, I quit smoking, and I'm like, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette, you know, and post in my car. Like, that was the kind of stuff. I would sacrifice the stupid television shows. You know, I love reality television. I would say I'm like a super addict to reality television. I quit. I was laser focused on my invites and adding to my network and making my post for the next day when I was going to be at work for 8 hours a day. Okay. So the pockets of time that you do have, you need to find them. They might not be the same for everybody. I know we all have like our time frames, and like, okay, Soph goes to school here and the baby nurse is here, and, you know, this is my work hour. So it's going to look different for everybody, but everybody has pockets of time. Everybody has 10 minutes that they're scrolling Instagram, that they're spending too much, you know, time on their makeup or in the shower. Like, maybe you don't have to shave and you could send 2 invites, right? Maybe you can just wear leggings for a week. That's what I did. Like, it's summer, whatever, I'm gonna wear leggings all summer to work because I don't have time to shave. I've got to get to adding to my network. That kind of stuff seems so silly, but reading a personal development book was more important than watching Real Housewives, right? It was more important than getting that extra hour of sleep. So you have to really hone in on what are you willing to sacrifice, because it couldn't be my kids. I wasn't willing to sacrifice time with my daughter when I got off work. I wasn't willing to sacrifice a lot of time with my boyfriend because that's important. I know Anita talks about, you know, they quit date nights. To me, like, I was feeling like our relationship, we were starting to get really separated. It wasn't worth it. And so you have to find the pockets of time and the things you are willing to give up and the things you're not, and find where those pockets of time are, whether it's 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and go hard. Don't take 20 minutes lightly. You can do a lot in 20 minutes. You can, sorry, I'm taking over the call, but like the pockets of time, there's a national wake up call, and I need to like remember which one it is so we can share in the chat. Anybody remember what call that was?
I remember the call that you're referring to. I can't remember who it was though. But if I can piggyback off of Bree, I'm a single mom to a 4-year-old who's crazy. She's just crazy. Crazy busy, crazy go. She occupies a ton of my time. So here's the great thing about learning how to create and build your business in those small pockets of time. That's still how I build my business, right? I'm at home with my daughter all the time. She goes to school for 8 hours a day during the school year, but I get to live my life the way that I want to, right? I don't have to spend 8 hours a day working my business in a stretch and trade that 8 to 5 job in one place for an 8 to 5 job that I work on my couch, right? I haven't made that trade. I've learned how to work because this is just how I function, right? I can do solid for about 20 minutes to a half an hour, and then I'm like, oh, it's starting to feel like work, and I have to walk away and do something else. But in building my business that way from the beginning, when I was trying to juggle a job and a nursing child and life and stress and all of that stuff, is that I can still do it now, right? It looks a little bit different. Like where I spend my time looks a little bit different, but I can still work in 20-minute chunks as a 3-star diamond coach and build my business in the same way, because that's how I've always done it, which means I have a whole lot of time for that. Because I was the same way. I was never willing to trade a, sorry, what bud? There's some, I wasn't willing to trade. You can't reach that, can you help me out?
And I also think like when you have a full-time job, it's more structured. You're already set in a mentality of a time, you know, where you're at work, where you're home, your kids. Like when I quit my job, I was like, oh, crap, I have kind of all this time, but not really. Like I really have no idea how to structure this. So I found myself kind of floundering as to like when I worked, it was just all about the kid all day and all about, you know, cleaning, like, oh, now I have time to clean the house and make it look nice. And so it's really about those pockets of time no matter what, because you might see me at home with the kiddo and just like, oh, she has all the time in the world to run her business. Not true. You have all the like distractions of being at home, laundry. I mean, it just changes. The distractions change, right? Your excuses for why you're busy change. But we all have the same 24 hours in a day. A 15-star diamond coach has 4 hours in a day and things going on, you know? So, Jamie, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're totally fine. Ames was thirsty. So, you know, life stops. But yeah, that's just what I was saying. Like,
I want to cut in though, and I know, oh, sorry.
No, you're okay, Wendy.
Well, I mean, everyone on this call, we're pretty much at, you know, diamond or almost at diamond. And so everything that the ladies have been saying is basically what you need to teach your team. So it's, you ladies have already obviously made time or pockets of time, but it really boils down to, at this point, are you telling your team to do exactly what they're saying? And it's when that happens that you start to become, you know, a higher ranking coach. So all of this stuff that we're teaching you on these calls, just make sure that you're relating that down to your team. Does that make sense?
For sure. And I remember too, Wendy, like watching Anita and knowing the sacrifices that she was making and thinking, oh my God, I can't build this business because she pours 12 hours a day into doing all of the stuff. And I can't do that. Like, I can't do that. So there's no way I could possibly be successful. So guys, keep it real. Like, don't tell your coaches to do things that you aren't willing to do. And don't feel like you have to like fluff it into, oh, but I spend 4 hours a day doing this, this, and this. So you guys better be doing the same thing, because it's not attainable for a lot of people. Most of the coaches on my team have like an hour that they can devote to working this business. So I give them tips and tricks and ways to make the most out of that hour. I've given them 15 different power hours to use. I've given them 100 different formulas that they can use in small chunks of time to keep it manageable. Because if I said, hey guys, you can totally be anything you want to in this business, you just have to pour yourself into it for 8 hours a day, everybody would walk away from me. Everybody would walk away. I wouldn't have a team for sure. And I don't do that, right? So I teach them how to do it the way I do it, which is in these tiny chunks of time, which are manageable for everyone. Everybody can carve out 15 minutes 4 times a day. Everybody can do that. There isn't an excuse in the book that you can find where you're like, nope, not me. That's not true, right? So I just show them where they can find those minutes, right? But 8 hours a day, no, not going to happen. So show them how to fit it into smaller bits of time. And then once they do that and they create more freedom, they just get to multiply those behaviors into bigger time frames. Make sense? Yeah. Sorry. Jumping in on everybody's stuff. Finding working coaches. Yeah, you want to lead off, Wendy?
Sorry, my kids are like having a screaming fest right now, but kind of like what we were talking about.
Coach life.
I know, right? We're just keeping it real. But I think that a lot of my coaches that are on this call, that's mainly what they struggle with is they're basically at diamond. They're just missing the emeralds. And so how do you get people to work as a coach? And I'd love to hear, because they hear me talk about it till I'm blue in the face, but I would love to hear the other upline coaches on the call talk about what they do to find, working coaches, or how do you convert a discount coach into a working coach, just to pool some ideas. Anybody?
Teresa Rochelle just had a coach do this. You want to chat about it real quick?
I think my biggest struggle with finding working coaches, and I've talked about this with Jamie, is that I don't post enough about coaching. I don't want to feel like I'm always saying, become a coach, become a coach, become a coach. And I finally started realizing that there are people that have been my challengers and my customers, and they're watching and they're waiting. They don't think they can do it. They're just like me. I waited a year before I signed on with Jamie. It was so stupid. I wasn't at my goal weight. I didn't have it all together. How can I coach anybody? I have a full-time job. How am I going to fit it in? And so when I said to Jamie, I'm just not posting about it enough. Well, then post about it more. So just recently, I've started posting, not, hey, come and be my coach. Just things about why I love coaching. Last night we had a team call, and I took a picture of the sunset behind me with the team call. And I said, just look at this. I'm on my deck. I'm having a team call. I have this tribe of women now that I have in my life, not as Beachbody coaches. Of course I have them as that, but as my friends and my support system. I think people think Beachbody coaching is one thing, and then it's not. So this girl who's been a challenger of mine and a discount coach forever, she messaged me today. Well, what do you do as a coach? You've seen what I do. You've seen me post on Facebook. You've seen that I work out. They think it's so complicated, and I'm not showing them that it's not complicated. So I need to post more about what I do as a coach. I need to say, I post my workout every day, but I don't say, hey, now I'm going to go check in with my challengers and get inspired by all of them working out. Or, hey, I'm going to share this great recipe with my challenge group. I'm going to share it with you guys as well. So I think the misconception that coaching is so much more complicated than it really is. And so if people are still in the wings waiting, then I have to show them how easy it is. I'm a full-time teacher. If I can do it and have 3 small kids, anybody can do it. So I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there about what it is we actually do.
I also think not being scared, sorry, ice maker. My really hot man friend back there, sorry. I think not being afraid to send invites to coaching, like those personal messages that were like, hey girl, join my fitness and health challenge. Hey, is this something you're interested in? To not be afraid to send that message about coaching as well. Like Teresa was talking about, we can make it look really simple. So why not send that invite and say, hey girl, you've been posting about weight loss and wanting to get in shape, and you've been posting your journey or being in the gym. Have you ever thought about doing what it is I do? And 90% of the time they go, well, what is it you do? Right there is a connection. You can say, actually, I'm hosting a sneak peek. Would you care to join me? Like, it's very, very simple, but you have to get out of your own head that people aren't interested, or that they would say no, or that they're not going to respond. You have to be willing to ask people and say, hey, have you ever thought about doing what it is I do? And that'll either get them interested in watching your post, so then you have to talk about coaching, so they see you have an opportunity to join, or they will be like, yeah, I've been watching, I've been waiting for you to invite me to join your team. Sometimes they don't know. We want it to look like a scarcity thing. Like, hey, I'm looking for 2 people to mentor this month. I'm looking for 5 friends to join my team this month. We make it look scarce, so when you reach out to them and say, hey girl, like Jill, like I've been watching your posts. You're incredible. Like that weight loss transformation. They might just be on a fitness journey. Don't assume that they're with a company or anything. That's all for themselves. And so I know I do it a lot. I'm like, they must be with Body by Vi. I'm like, oh no, they're simply just trying to get healthy. And they just shared a crazy before after, and they would make a rock star coach because they're already sharing their journey. They're already dedicated to their goals. Yeah, people are following them for motivation. Perfect coach. You have to ask and you have to invite to the coaching opportunity.
Yeah, guys, and then those perfect coaches who are already doing the coaching thing and already posting like a coach, flatter them. Please, for the love of God, ask them to be a coach because you think they would be an amazing coach. And the worst possible thing that can happen is you've flattered them. You've made their day because you said, hey, I think you're amazing. Darn it, they don't want to join your team, but you still had an impact in their life, right? I see you doing this, this, and this. It seems like you would be an amazing coach. I would love to have you on my team. Who is going to be pissed off about getting that message? Name one person. Nobody. So why are we so afraid to send that message? Why? Don't be. Get brave, get ballsy, get out there.
Right. So, like hosting or going to dinner and the server sharing with you like after dinner about their amazing chocolate cake. Would you ever get offended that a server offered you dessert? Never. It's because it's their job. They're telling you something that's valuable in their life because they're like, dang, that chocolate cake was bomb, right? They're adding value to your meal, something that they know is going to add value to your experience in the restaurant. So why is it any different when you reach out and say, that's your job, is to say this could add value to your life? And so just like a server might say, hey, this bomb apple pie is going to add value to that meal, like pop off your dinner, you're not offended when a server he's not going to sit there and say, hey, have you reached your limit of how much you can eat? Are you on a diet? You're not offended, right? It's his job. It's that person's job to offer you something that could complement your meal. So it's the same in coaching. I think, I'm trying to remember who used that example. It was like a call that I was on. I was like, it's perfect. Like, yes, please offer me the chocolate cake. I can say no, or I can say I hate chocolate, but that's not the server's decision to make before he offers it to me, right? I absolutely love chocolate cake. And if the server didn't ask me about dessert, I'd be like bummed about it, because then I would have no excuse to be like, oh yeah, I love it. Like, no, I don't want to see dessert menu. Like, that is the thought process behind it. Like Jamie said, it's flattering when a server offers you dessert. You're not disgusted and like, I can't believe it. Can't you tell I'm working on my weight loss goals? Like, no. Offer people the chocolate cake. You don't know, right? Sorry, I'm eating bacon.
Can I sorry, I know y'all can't see me, I'm driving, but so I had the hardest time inviting fitness professionals. And every time I come across one, I invite one. Because when I started this, like, I didn't know anything about Beachbody. I started this for a business, not for a weight loss journey, you know? And so I'm just now having people like a year later come back and say, hey, maybe I am interested. So just keep doing it.
Exactly. Like I was saying earlier, what you do now is going to affect you later. Another thing that I love was when we were in Utah last year for the leadership retreat and Shelly Hobbs spoke, and she had us do a little activity where we closed we didn't close our eyes because we had to write, but we got a pen and paper out, and for 3 minutes we had to write down everything that we loved about coaching, in just like one word, you know, like we love the discipline, we love how inspiring it is, etc. At the end of the 3 minutes, I had like 33 things written down, and then he told us to take those words and make them into posts about coaching and post every day. And that was a list of like 33 different posts that I could post about as to why I love coaching. And it was just an eye-opener. I was like, wow, because sometimes you think, gosh, I don't want to post the same thing every single day. There's so much about this that I love, and that every one of those 33 bullet points is going to it's going to attract somebody else. You know, it's going to connect with somebody else and just show them one more thing about coaching that they might be able to connect to. So do that, you know, sit down for 3 minutes and write down everything you can that you love about coaching, and then turn them into posts and post about it every day.
And I think one of the powerful things about making your list is that it makes it very personal to you. So those are things and ways that coaching has impacted your life, not Anita's life, not Shelly's life, not Jill's or Bree's or Kendra's or Laura's life. But these are your posts, right, that you're crafting about how it's impacted your life. So you take that one word, freedom, whatever, and then you're like, okay, but how has Beachbody created freedom in my life? And then you start thinking of those ways, and then all of a sudden you have 5 posts around one word, right? Tell me you have a shortage of information to give to people, right? You don't. You have endless sources, right, of these beautiful, creative ways to share coaching with people. You just need to do it. And then you just need to put it out there, and you need to not be afraid to be vulnerable with your stuff, right? Beachbody has changed my life literally 180 degrees. I am not shy about posting where I came from. I'm not shy about posting where I'm in. I have not arrived. I am not where I want to be, but I'm not shy about posting that. And guys, those posts where I talk about the rock bottom of my life, when I talk about being on food assistance, when I talk about almost getting evicted from my house, those are the things that inspire people, right? And that life switch would not have happened without Beachbody. I say that with 100% confidence. There is no way. Something giant had to shift in my life in order for those changes to happen, and Beachbody was that shift. Another job wouldn't have done it. Another schooling opportunity wouldn't have done it. Another thing of the path that I'd already taken wouldn't have done it. Something had to switch big. I needed a 180 degrees something different to make my life 180 degrees different. So I share all about all of that stuff, and that's where you're going to connect to people. So don't be afraid to share about the before part of your life. Just like it's hard sometimes to share your before pictures, right? Like your physical transformation. That stuff is harder, but that's the stuff that's going to connect with people. Your after pictures don't inspire. Your after pictures do not inspire people unless they're next to your. Remember that, right? Like it's the change, it's the transformation that's inspiring. It's not just the results. So you have to share about your journey with coaching just as much as you have to share your fitness journey. I get revved up. Sorry, I jump in and.
No,
I love it.
I think people, like I was talking about even at the beginning when we're like, hey, you might see that I quit my job, but I always go back to my beginning story. I'm like, guys, I did this with a full-time job. You know, a year ago, I had a baby on my hip and blah, you know, like talking about those things, somebody goes, oh my gosh, what, you did? Like they just see right now and they're like, that's great, Bree, you look fit for having a baby. Like, awesome for you. What? Like, who cares? Nobody cares that Bree has abs at 9 weeks post-baby. Nobody. They're like, that's great for you. You have an awesome metabolism. That's great. You worked hard during your pregnancy. I didn't. I'm stuck with this body. Nobody cares. And so if you're not sharing the backstory and you're not sharing the before story, you know, like it doesn't matter. I can post all the most beautiful abs in my bikini this summer and nobody cares. I might get some likes and people will be like you know, that's simply what they're going to do is just follow. And they're never going to take action unless you share where you were at, your mindset, your job, where your. So when people start seeing it and they go, wow, she's come a long way. I made a post today of being 18 years old, struggling with drug addiction, struggling with body image. Am I that person now? No. And people are going, looking at my face, wow, like I would have had no idea. And if I don't share that, people just assume that I have it easy or that Jamie has it easy and gets to be home with her daughter. So everybody has a story. You don't have to have had these amazing, you know, before after transformations or this amazing, like I quit my job post to really share and be real about the little things that Beachbody has done to really impact your life. My mindset was crap until I joined Beachbody and started doing personal development. And now sharing that and being like, I'm a happy person when I wake up, that's a big deal. That's because of Beachbody. I don't need $1 million check. I don't need a 15-star diamond to back my coaching up, because I have so much more that has given my life, and it fulfills my life in so many more areas than a paycheck on Thursday, than a rank that I can share about, than a bikini body that I post, you know? So there's stories behind the person that's coaching, and you have to dig into the realistics of what that looks like for you, because it's going to look completely different. We can't help you create that story until you really dive in and get vulnerable with yourself about where that is.
Right? And you're not looking for people who are where you are. You're not looking for people who are where you are. You're looking for people who are where you were. Because they're the ones who are desperate to make a change and do that 180-degree switch. And they can't relate to that. They can't see themselves having the success that you do if they don't know where you came from. If they don't know where you started, they have no relatability. They cannot see themselves doing what you do if you don't tell them where it started. So get comfortable, get comfortable putting yourself out there, because that's where you're going to find people who want to make a change, and then they are hungry to make a change just like you were. Think about what inspired you to coach. It wasn't your upline sponsor after picture. That's not what did it for you. It was watching how they changed and grew.
There you go.
I will throw it. Sorry. Oh, you got it?
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So like I mean when I was following Anita, I wasn't following her journey. Like I was following her booty workouts and I was following her money. And that's why I signed as a coach.
I think it's fine. I think some people do follow. Like, I was really income driven because I was like, I want to quit my job.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on the type of coach you are. So again, it goes back to your story. Like, what are you sharing? Who are you attracting? What do you want your tribe to look like? What do you want your team to look like? You know, for me, like, if you had looked at my Facebook when Anita recruited me,
yeah,
like, I would have been terrified. Like, if I was Anita and looking at, like, this girl would not, like, if I was making that judgment call on myself, I probably wouldn't have reached out to me, because I was pretty depressing. There wasn't really much posted. My profile picture, you know, I didn't fit the profile of a coach. And when we had conversations, I didn't fit the profile of a coach. So I think it just depends on who you are and who you're attracting. Like, Katie, you have this huge fitness following because you're fabulous in the gym. You're training, now I can't remember her name, but like, you have this story that attracts those people. And so for you to attract a moneymaker makes sense. Like, people aren't necessarily looking to you to be like, help me lose 500 pounds. They're looking at you like, dude, you do that and you're creating a business that you're, you know, creating income from. So you've already got the fitness part down, and it's like, you know, you're looking for those business builders. So I think you're naturally going to attract those people a little more than, you know, somebody else with a different story.
I mean, I've just kind of gotten away from that because, I mean, my story did change. And now, like, I mean, without Beachbody, like, I doubt I would have a Facebook account. I doubt that, I mean, I don't know what I would be doing.
Yeah.
So
I think we forget the little things. Like, we forget that we have the support system. Like, I don't have a group of girlfriends. Like, sharing that post,
yeah.
Like, and I always share about, like, without Beachbody, I wouldn't have a best friend at the moment. Like, Kendra and I met online through Anita, through Beachbody as a team. And now we're like besties, you know, like, that is what Beachbody did for me. It gave me this group of women. It gave me a team of women that I get to talk to every Friday night. You know, my own team of people that have the same values, that have the same goals. And so I think whether those goals look different in everybody's little business that we're building, it can be relatable. You're just going to attract the people that you're putting vibes out to. So, like, I put strong vibes out for, you know, moms that are like, there's got to be something more. I'm like, guys, this mom bus, I'm struggling. Like, I'm not a play mom. Like, I need something more. And so I attract those moms that are like, I love my children, but I need me time. I need my thing. I liked working. I chose to go back to work. And then we got comfortable with that income again. I was like, great, now I'm stuck in tango. Like, I feel bad when I'm at home. I feel bad when I'm at work. I don't know where, So I think it just kind of depends on, what you put out there, what you're sharing is exactly the people that will come into your life. Who you're messaging, who you're inviting to the coaching opportunity is exactly who, will fit what you're looking for. I don't think it's bad to have, I talked on Mona's call about finding your niche and getting really specific of who you're talking to. And you can literally make a post and talk to Mona Brown, to talk to Katie Baker, because you're looking for those people.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just saying, like, I got away from posting about who I was when I started. It's not,
like, you kind of are like, oh yeah, that happened. Yeah.
I mean, like, these are different struggles, but like what I was wanting from this when I started is completely different. I mean, not completely, but I mean, it's changed a lot. So.
Yeah. I think going back, I love using that time hop, not because, I need a quick post, but because it reminds me of what I was sharing so I can reshare it. Because if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and adding to your network and meeting new people and creating new conversations, they don't know what you posted 2 years ago. They don't know what your struggles were. They don't know where you came from or how you found coaching or what it looked like in the beginning for you, what your goals were in the beginning. I wanted to make some money and I didn't realize I could quit my job until a month in. I was like, holy heck, like, I got a paycheck. Like, I'm working and like I just got paid and I feel better and wow. So I'm going to set a new goal. Like, I can actually like earn enough to quit my job that I hate. Like, I like working. I just don't like working there. So I made a goal and I started posting about it. Again, I have different goals. I need to start sharing more about, hey, I have a goal for Aaron to quit. I made a post. His boss didn't really like it and, whatever. But that kind of stuff is relatable. So bye, Kendra. She's fine. But I think just going back to basics of the simple little things that people are attracted to, like, the Success Club trips, Summit, like that got me excited when I saw Anita post about like, wait, what are you doing? You're going to go to Vegas? Like, how do I do that? Like, it's not just about, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom and quit my job. Like, for so many of us, it has so much more to do with other things. And so don't be afraid to share and be specific. Maybe you're maybe you want to be a world traveler. Maybe you don't have kids and you don't have to work. Maybe you live off your parents, Maybe it's just the trips that you're attracted to. But you have to share it because other people will be attracted to what you're attracted to. I don't know how long we're trying to make these calls.
I think people are starting to get off. So I think it was a really good call, though. Like, I have a whole 2 pages of notes, and we're one of the leaders. I love that about these calls. So it was recorded. And
Can I get your notes?
Yeah, I'll try. Aw. So it was recorded, and Mona, since this is yours, you'll post the recording into the chat somehow. And then we'll kind of all talk in the chat about what else we're struggling with. So we have a topic to get started on next week. And then it just kind of goes from there, as you saw today. So.
And I really liked who posted about the challenge. I think it was Wendy before she hopped off.
Yeah.
Challenge you guys this week to write a list of 20 people that you might have never reached out to before, or maybe you've talked to way in the past, or a follow-up or a challenger. Anybody that you think you need to send a coaching invite to, not just a challenge group invite, not just a conversation you're starting, but an actual invitation to the coaching opportunity, and strike up those conversations. Mm-hmm. And I would challenge you to do at least 20. I mean, I do 10 to 15, in a day. So I think 20 by next week and see what happens. Mm-hmm. See what it does. See the conversation start from going, like, oh, you're so inspiring, to, yeah, I want to know the details of coaching. Yeah, I want to know what you do. Those people start following you. So I think it's really important to do that challenge this week. And then next week when we check into the group or, have the call, to see what it does for your business.
Agreed. I can't wait.
I have a challenge. My child's going to the bathroom. This is lovely. This is real life. I want to make that list of 5 to 8 things that you love, why you love coaching. I think that's super important. If we're going to start sharing our stories, okay, make that list. And if you want to share it in the chat, you can. And start making those posts and start telling your stories again. Because that's going to attract people, guys. That's going to attract your tribe, just like Bree, Jill, Wendy, and Jamie are talking in here. And let's get away from sharing things on our page. Stop. Let's get away with sharing links. Let's get away with sharing memes, and let's get back into the business of, posting your journeys. Because I'm guilty of that too. Let's put up a quick meme or something, and that's fun sometimes, but we're serious here about building our business. So this was a great call, and stop silence. This will be a reoccurring link if you want to copy and paste it somewhere. Okay?
Do you have that call that I shared on your team?
Yeah, I do.
I think that would help them too, like as we're talking about posting and really honing in and not being scared to get specific.
I'll post that. I'll get it up to you too.
Right.
I haven't done it
Yeah,
yet.
I would love to see it too.
And Casey had asked about some invites of like, what do you say? So I'll share some like examples of what I would send. I know Kendra has some too.
I have some too.
I don't know if I hate to create another group and make this way more complicated. So I think we'll just be sharing stuff in that team chat, and hopefully you guys can catch it or scroll back, or people can reshare in the group chat. Because if we create another group, it's just another thing to check into. You guys will forget about it. So if you're really invested in this, just keep checking into that chat. Don't feel like you have to chat every day or that you need to keep up with it. If you're looking for something, I'm sure someone can repost it or reshare it in the chat. Right? I think that's just easier.
I agree. And don't worry, don't freak out if you miss 200 chats. Usually when it gets really busy like that, it's usually just chatter,
Yeah, don't roll back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't waste your
But
time.
that's what we're
inviting.
We're trying to not make this group chatter, right?
Right. More business. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
Let's take a picture while we're here. For these
Yeah.
we should have done that in the beginning. See, this is what you can use for yourself. All right. Smile.
Hold on, let me put my face up.
Okay.
I know, if you're calling
Don't
in.
be an accident.
Faces, and if not, I'll put them up. We'll put them up. Emily and Susan. Oh, Susan's on there. Okay. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Everybody went shing, shing, shing. I forget that you could hear that. I've probably done that before on some crazy corporate call. Ching.
I know I have.
All right.
I'm gonna need a copy of that too, please.
I'll put it in the chat, or y'all can put yours in the chat.
That's fine. All right, guys. Next week. Can't wait.
I'll get it up on the thing. Okay, guys.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, y'all.